Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. Well, I went on a little detour and took a break, or a little bit of a break here from finishing my unfinished projects. I couldn't stand it anymore and I'm going to do a Valentine journal, or what I'm calling a Valentine journal. So yeah, I've been fooling around with some fabrics and I went through a lot of my fabrics and my scrapbook paper and just all kinds of things here in my craft room, trying to figure out what I want to do, because when I have a theme that I want to do, I don't usually go out and buy something special. Because I've already bought lots of stuff, right? I already have lots of stuff in my from the thrift stores and wherever. I've bought lots of stuff from wherever and brought it home, and it's in my craft room. So I always try to see what I can use that I've already brought home. So I'm starting with, I already cut down a file folder here to about the size I think I want. So it was just, I recycle all my file folders. I get them from work when they're done and they're ready to throw them out, and I bring them home and use them in my crafting. So this is one I've cut down. It's just going to be a single signature journal. So I picked out this fabric right here for the cover, this flowery one. This is a cloth napkin. And this is some like red ticking for the inside. This I got at a thrift store. And then I was looking for something, it doesn't really have to have, with this beautiful flowered fabric here, it doesn't have to have, anything else on the cover. But I thought, well, if I do put something else on the cover, what would it be? So this is kind of, I kind of started with this, the red ticking. Then I found this, and it's kind of more a burgundy than a red. It's not a true red. So, I had other red things in here in my craft room, but it didn't really go because it was too bright red. So I found this little, I don't know what it's from. It's just a little piece of cardstock. It has these two holes. Like I said, I don't know what it's from, but I want to cut this down maybe. And I can either do this, put this little book plate here, and then put that there, or I have this little quilted heart that I had, a quilted piece of fabric, and I cut little hearts out of it, and it kind of matches. But I could put this on here, and then this, and then I'd have my heart for Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking about that. We'll see. But let's just get started. I want to do something. I have some fabric that I tore into strips that I could use for a tie closure if I want to use this and keep it together with this. And I like to mix patterns. So I don't think there's anything wrong with, and if you can do it, if you can do it, it's pretty cool when you mix patterns. And so like this you couldn't put on here, of course, but when you put this in between as a backdrop, it kind of brings it together. And then you have this, it kind of looks really neat, I think. So, and then you'll have, see, this looks like ticking, and see, so it kind of brings all the inside and outside together. So I guess what I would do first is go ahead and start cutting down the fabric for this cover. So let's do the, let's see what we should do the outside first, is what I usually do. So let's fold this up. I just washed this. I wanted to make sure there was something on it. I brought it from a thrift store, and then I saw a little something on it. So I was like, let me just go ahead and wash that. So I washed it and ironed it. And this was already good to go. I just ironed it, though. I had a few wrinkles from being folded in my drawer where I keep my fabrics. So I need to turn it this way. And this is the front of the cover, so I'd put this way and just start cutting, right? So we need it to fold down. I'm going to glue it down on here and then sew. So I need to have enough to fold over on all the sides. So I'm going to go like, that's plenty, like an inch, or I guess an inch would be good to make sure it folds down flat. So I need to cut an inch down here underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I thought maybe we could just get started on this together. So about right here. This is my measuring. This is my measuring. So about an inch here. Yeah, I don't want to cut it too short, but I don't want to cut it too big and waste the fabric either, right? So we're just going to do this together and see how quickly since I was, you know, looking for the things to use on the cover, front, inside, and outside. I went through all of my scrapbook paper to see if I could find a focal point in my scrapbook paper, and it's all like, it was all too red or too pink, you know. I really like this fabric. I thought it would be pretty because it's like, I could say it's Valentine-y, but it's not over the top Valentine-y, so that you could say, well, you know, I didn't want a Valentine journal, but I like the color, so, you know, it's still good for a whatever journal too, you know, not just Valentine, you know, not just February. You don't feel like, oh, I need to use it up on February because it's Valentine's. No, you don't have to use it up in February because it's, I mean, even if it was a Valentine, you wouldn't have to use it because maybe you just like that theme. Maybe you just like that, whatever, you know, whatever pattern, whatever that Valentine journal's made out of. You don't have to use up a Valentine journal in February, right? So, yeah. So, yeah, my thoughts are, if I don't use this quilted piece for the closure, I could use some of this fabric, because what I'll do is cut, if I don't have a strip, one long strip long enough, I'll sew pieces together to make a strip, you know, long enough to tie around the journal. So, and I kind of want to put it underneath the fabric that I put inside, so it's already on there, you know what I mean? I like to do that if I remember. Usually, a lot of times I don't remember to do that, so a lot of times I don't do it. When I remember to do that, I really do. I think that's my favorite way to do tie closure on a journal. So there we go. We can start gluing this down, and I always just play this by ear as far as, you know, the corners and things, and just kind of go with the flow here. Don't get crazy about it. I do want to make sure it's straight so I can see, I can line it up here. This is the original, you know, line of the journal, so I can see, you can see it's straight here. I can line it up on my lines here on my cutting mat too, but there we go. So I think it's all nice and straight. So I'm just going to do, like I said, about an inch. Maybe I'll put it in the middle of this fabric because I got more than an inch here on the bottom. So about right there. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to put a little bit of, go ahead and put a little glue right here and start gluing this fabric down, and we'll just see how much we get done today. So, you know, this is kind of a craft with me, not really a tutorial, because you've all seen me do this before. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So I'll be glad to answer either on the next video or in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the corners here. Take out a little bulk here. I might have to get my other fabric scissors out, but let's see if I can cut it like this. Oh, that did. These are what I usually use for fabric. They're nice and sharp. Even though they're just cheap little scissors, they're very sharp. Very impressed with them because I got them at Dollar Tree, and then they didn't have them for a while, and I was like, oh gosh, I hope they, you know, because if these wear out, I want to have a spare, you know, I want to have a backup. I don't want to have to, you know, pay $10 for a pair of fabric scissors or something. And so when Dollar Tree got them again, I did, you know, go ahead and get some while they had them, because you know how it is. If you see some at Dollar Tree, you better get it, because they might not be carrying it anymore. They don't always carry it. You think they're going to carry it forever because they have it for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's gone and they don't have it anymore. Okay, that's good. All right, let's go ahead and cut the bottom while we're at it. A little curve, a little angle here. And then if we need to do any more cutting down there, we will. All right, got all those little scraps there. Oh, I didn't show you the lace. I was going to put, I'm going to put some lace around that focal point for the front. You know, let's see, did this get all nice and glued down here? A little bit right here. I mean, I'm going to sew over this, but I still want it to be just tight there and nice and flat. And then I'll sew and it'll be all nice and sturdy. So, okay, so still I don't want to I don't want to get this crooked or anything. So I'm keeping it straight. And I'm just going to put some glue here. This is Fabri-Tac. I know you guys know that, but just in case you're new, this is Fabri-Tac. Okay, see, I did the bottom and the top first. And then we'll do our sides. And hopefully we'll have time to do some sewing. But we'll see, because I got to decide on the closure. That's going to be a tricky part. Do I want to use the flowered fabric? Do I want to use the quilted? I'm thinking about it right now, and I think I might be leaning toward the flowered. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I want to cut these corners off again because this is going to cause a lot of bulk here. Can I get it though? It's almost like when you do an envelope and you cut those corners off sometimes. This is going to be all covered up, so if it's a little, you know, not perfect, it's okay. I mean, I try to do it nice and neat, but this is going to be covered up. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm trying to get that out of there. Get that little piece out of there. Yeah, I just ripped it so I could get it. Here we go. Okay. Now, this is the bottom. This was the bottom, I think. Yeah, see, there's the hem from the original seam or whatever. Okay, so not seam, but hem. Okay, this is all nice and glued down. Now the sides. Let me see. Do I need any more glue anywhere? I just want to see what this is looking like here. Just one second. Okay, I'm gonna, before I glue the sides down, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue in here. Even though I'm sewing this on, I just want this to be nice and I don't want any kind of like bubbles forming or anything. So I'm just gonna go in, put some glue in here just to hold this down, kind of get it all over here. Not too much though, I don't want any kind of crazy lumps or anything. So there we go. I feel better about that. I was like, oh, that's really loose. I didn't realize I need to put some, I mean, I realized it, I just got going and didn't put any glue on there. So there we go. That is much better. Let me get rid of all these little scraps. Okay. So, okay, here's our hem from the top. Okay, now we can glue our sides down. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I forgot something. I forgot to do something. See, most things are fixable. So, okay, that's not enough glue, but I'll put some more on in a second. Get my corners nice and tight, and I can cut it off if I need to, right there. Okay, got some glue there. That's going to be all covered up there with the other fabric. But again, I can't forget my tie closure. I got to figure that out. Okay, so when we sew, this will be all nice and glued down, and nothing will be moving. Okay, there we go. That was sticking out. Okay, now this side. Oh, I need a little angle here. Okay. See, everything's nice and tight around the sides. Okay, now decisions. Okay, this is the top. Everything looks good. Oh, threads everywhere. Let's get rid of these pieces so I don't keep getting threads everywhere. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, I feel like I need a little bit of glue right here. Okay, so if I'm going to do piece together a tie closure with the strips here, I need to get these even, and I need to sew them together. So I'm not going to do that on video, but I need to put it in right now before I put my fabric on the inside. So I'm going to pause, get this fabric even sewn together, and then I'll come back and show you how I put it on the inside here. I'll be right back. Okay, I have done the sewing. I made a nice long, I had sewed together 4 pieces, actually 4 strips. I cut, tore them to this like 1-inch width and sewed 4 pieces together with just a little zigzag square. That makes it nice and strong. And then I'm going to glue it down here, right kind of in the middle. I folded it in half and figured out what the middle of this, string is. So it's right here. So I'm going to put it, let's see, this looks like the middle. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so I'm going to put it right, this is the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue right there. And then we'll put more glue on after we get that down. Okay, so then we're going to put some more glue under here. All the way over to here. And this will be sewn too, so this will all be, glued, it'll be sewn. So nice and strong. I'm going to put a little bit of glue under here. I see that's loose. Okay. Okay. Now we'll put this down. Get it straight. Okay, now this side. This is just to give it strength and hold it in place. It all gives it strength, right? Glue, sewing, everything. Okay, so that is the tie closure. There we go. Now we're going to do the inside fabric. I had an idea while I was doing the tie closure about the focal point on the front, so we'll see. I don't know if it'll work out though, but we're going to find out together. Okay, I think we've got 2 hems, which I'm going to leave, and I want this fabric, of course, on the outside. I think I'm going to cut it with my pinking shears. So see how this is fraying, which I don't mind the fraying, but I don't think I want it fraying. So let's see if I bring this edge over, this hemmed edge. Let me see if I like that. Let me cut this edge here and see what I like better, the hemmed edge or the pinking shear, because I might want to just cut the hem off and have a pinking sheared edge, So let's see what this looks like. I'm glad this has lines. It's like, okay, I can cut a quick straight line here. When you have lines, it's kind of nice on things, on paper or fabric. So isn't that nice? Okay, so there we go. So let me see how I like that. Threads here. Okay, all right, yeah, see how nice that looks? I like that. I like that a lot. I think I like it better than the hem here. The hem is okay, but it's not really as nice as the pinking sheared edge. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off over here, just enough to get that hem off completely. Go right there. And then we'll figure out where the bottom and the other side are. Yeah, this is all I found of this fabric. I was like, red ticking. Because I have blue too. I have a blue and a red. And yeah, if I ever see it, I buy it. And this is all I found. But if I see any more, I'm going to get it because now I'm using this one, as you can see. Okay. Isn't this going to be pretty, though? I was going to put this on the outside, and then I saw this red flower, and I was like, oh, no, that's got to go on the outside. This can go on the inside. Okay. It's like the perfect combination to me, anyway. All right, so I need to cut about right on this line right here. Let's do that. We'll cut the bottom. Yeah. What I have in mind for the top, outside, I think is going to work out. I don't know if I'll have time during this video to do it, though. I have to work on another video for that. Love the lines. Keep me straight. Okay. Now this side. Pretty. Let's see, is it going to be too long? Nope, just right, just right. Yep, I love it. Okay, I want it right to the edge. I like a little bit of the red showing, but not really. It's going to be showing through the pinking sheared edge anyway, so I need it right up to the edge, yeah. Okay, so right up to the edge, about right there. Okay, now I got to cut a straight line. Please don't go crooked. The lines can still keep me straight because you're going to see if you're going off to the side, I think. I hope. All right, let's see. Let me get it straight here. All right, we did it. Straight, crooked, whatever it is, it's done. Yeah, I do need to straighten this up a little bit. I see I did cut it crooked. Okay. It'll be all right. Just a little bit off the bottom here. You know what I should do is cut it longer than I need it. Then if I have to straighten it up, it'll be just right. But it's fine. It is just right, actually. Yep, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, let's get it glued down. And then we could sew. I'm going to sew around the cover. You see how nice that's all under there. The closure already done. I don't have to worry about that at the end when I'm like, oh, I forgot about a closure. What am I going to do? It's all done. Okay, let's see. I don't want glue in the wrong places here, so I think I'm going to start in the middle and then go outward. So this is kind of like to hold it down, support, and stuff like that, but also not too much because we are going to sew. Especially, we're going to sew the sides, but still. So I do want some in here. I'm not going all the way up to the top because I don't know right now. I'll add the top part at the end. Okay, well let's just want to make sure there's no big spaces here. Okay, so let's get this down. Right in the middle here. Top and bottom, side to side. Yep, looks good, looks good. Smooth it out. Okay, let's see if we need any here on the edges. And I put it on this fabric, on the ticking instead of the others, so I don't put it too much. Don't put too much out to the edge or whatever. I don't want any glue showing there. Okay, so this is all going to be sewn down. All right, this is a little loose right here. All right, that's good. Putting it on this fabric so I get it in the right spot, not too far out to the edge. Okay, let's check the bottom. I'll let this dry for a few minutes, or a minute. Not that patient. 3 whole minutes? No. A minute. And then I'll go and sew the edges. 3 minutes? I'm going to sit here for 3 minutes waiting for this to dry? No, I don't think so. Can't wait that long. That's why we have this fast drying glue. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's all down. So exciting. Do I have time to go sew? I think I do. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. So here's the inside. It came out super cute. We zigzag, we did the picking shears. I zigzag stitched all around. Here's the stitching. See how nice it looks. The lines help me to keep straight again, but let me show you what happened on the front cover. Well, I paused. Ba-boom. Yeah, I did the front cover and completely changed my mind. The other plan went out the window because this is what I was thinking about when I was doing the tie closure. I told you I was thinking about it. Like, oh, I have an idea. Hello, why didn't I think of that before? But I didn't know if I have enough ticking left. I didn't know how much ticking I would have, this red. So I took some of that. I added this little piece of, it's like this trim right here. It looks like tatting. It's like commercial tatting maybe. See how it has the trim part here that you can sew onto something, and then this part looks like tatting. So yeah, I put a piece of that all around underneath. First I cut out my, red and white, the ticking. Then I glued on the tatting. And then I sewed around the edges with just a straight stitch. I didn't want to do a zigzag because I didn't want to take away from the beauty of this. And so, I didn't want it to be like, boom, zigzag stitching. I wanted it to be, not the focal point. I wanted it just to be there, the stitching, but not so, like it takes over the whole cover. And then, then I cut out this heart from this fabric. And then I sewed just, I didn't sew it together or anything. I just took this heart by itself, one single layer of fabric, and did the straight stitch, and then glued it on there, glued this on there, and that was it. I decided not to do the book plate because it just, it would have looked okay, but it looks better without it. I think so anyway. So I got to go because my camera's going to cut me off, but I'm going to work on pockets either off camera or on camera, and then hopefully we can work on the pages together, and we'll see how this little cutie pie develops. So thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.